Dear students, myself Dr. B.V. Pawar, Assistant Professor in Department of Chemistry, Vocal Education Society's Arts, Commerce, Science College, Jawahar District, Palghar. Topic of today's discussion is molecular orbital diagram for the simple diatomic molecule. This topic we had already discussed in a SY BSc level. In yesterday's or in last video lectures we saw that the schematic representation of MO diagram. Now as we know that in MO diagram we have different molecular orbitals like sigma molecular orbital, pi molecular orbital, delta molecular orbital. But for simple diatomic molecule, because we have limited examples of simple diatomic molecule, in SYBSc we saw few of them like C2 molecule, B2 molecule, N2 molecule, O2 molecule, or some simple heterodiatomic molecule also. So these molecular orbitals like sigma and pi molecular orbital, that two molecular orbitals are formed when a simple atomic orbital like 1s or 2s orbitals as well as p orbital, when they combine, and from that atomic orbital we will get the corresponding molecular orbitals. So in previous video lectures we saw we have different molecular orbitals. One point I want to mention here is that according to linear combination of atomic orbital, that is LCAO approach, only those atomic orbitals which having similar energy, when they combines, that form a molecular orbitals. But one more important feature of this LCAO approach is that whatever the number of atomic orbitals of respective atoms combines, that gives a same number of new molecular orbitals. For example, 1s atomic orbital of one atom when combines with 1s atomic orbital of other atom, that means how many atoms, how many atomic orbitals combine? 2. Okay, dear student. So when two atomic orbital combines, how many molecular orbital get formed? 2. Okay. So when two molecular orbitals get formed, two new molecular orbitals when formed, out of that two molecular orbitals, one or half will be bonding molecular orbital and half will be anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Everybody understood? So always bonding molecular orbitals are having lower in energy as compared to the anti-bonding molecular orbitals of that molecule, or even the atomic orbitals which are taking part for the formation of molecular orbitals. So always remember, bonding molecular orbitals having lower in energy. And second molecular orbital is anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Okay. So anti-bonding molecular orbitals are always represented by star. These are having higher in energy as compared to bonding molecular orbital as well as the respective atomic orbitals. So in last lecture we saw that a diagram in which molecular orbitals are arranged with increasing order of their energies, relative energies, that diagram is called as molecular orbital diagram or MO diagram, right? The schematic representation of MO diagram is shown here. That is, when you write on y-axis as energy, so this is the energy of increasing order of energy of respective orbital. So these are the atomic orbital of first atom, let's say A atom, and these are the atomic orbitals of B atom. So first orbital of A atom is 1s, second one will be 2s, and third one will be 2p. 1s orbital is singly degenerate, 2s orbital is also singly degenerate, but 2p orbitals are triply degenerate. That means, what is degenerate? That degenerate means same energy. The orbital which having same energy with order is called as degeneracy. Similarly, for B atom, if it is of same type, then energy will be same. Like for B atom, this is 1s orbital, this will be 2s orbital, and this will be 2p orbital. Okay, so 1s orbital is written here. 1s orbital of A atom will be on this side, 1s orbital of B atom on the right hand side. This is 2s orbital, this will be 2p orbital, this will be this is 2s orbital of A atom, this is 2s orbital of B atom, these are 2p orbitals of A atom, and these are 2p orbitals of B atoms. Everybody understood? Now students, it is very important to remember this combination, because unless and until you are not able to know the MO diagram, it is very difficult to know the MOT diagram or MOT chapter. To understand MO diagram is essential. So always remember, in a MO diagram, in two extreme end of this diagram having atomic orbitals, and the middle of that diagram will be a molecular orbitals. Okay, so 1s orbital of A atom and 1s orbital of B atom, if it is combined, then there will be formation of two orbitals. One will be sigma 1s, another is a sigma star 1s. Everybody understood? I will again write. Let's say this is 1s orbital of A atom combines with 1s orbital of B atom. If molecular electronegative difference between both atoms is same, then you may call as this is hydrogen atom, this is another hydrogen atom. So there is formation of AB molecule, or there is formation of H2 molecule. So when these two atomic orbital combines to form two molecular orbitals, one is called as sigma 1s, another is a sigma star 1s. Okay, so which are mentioned here. Everybody understood? Similarly, when 2s orbital of one atom, 2s combines with 2p orbital of another atoms to form again two molecular orbital, that is sigma 2s, this is sigma star 2s. Sigma 2s is bonding molecular orbital and sigma star 2s is an anti-bonding molecular orbital. Okay, isn't it? It is very easy to understand. Once the diagram is, if you understand, then there is nothing in this chapter, because everything is on totally on this particular chapter. And I assured you all students that 1 5 marks question will be asked on the diagram, MOT diagram, in every kind of examination. In our 5th semester, 100% of that question will be asked on this topic. Similarly, 2p orbital of one atom combines with another 2p orbital of another atom. So how many 2p orbitals? 3. That will combines with 3 other atomic orbital of 2p orbital of second atom. So total how many orbital combines? 6. So there will be formation of how many molecular orbitals? 6 molecular orbitals, and these 6 molecular orbitals are mentioned in this diagram. These are the 3, these are 3. Out of that 6, 3 will be bonding and 3 will be anti-bonding. Now once the bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals are formed, then remember, sigma to pz orbital having lower in energy, while sigma pi to px and pi to py, these are having a higher in energy. Why? Because again sigma to pz orbital is formed by axial overlapping, while pi to px and pi to py, these orbitals are formed by lateral overlapping. That's why axial overlapping orbitals are more stable, so lower in energy, while lateral overlap orbitals having less stability. That's why they are having a higher in energy. So you can see the picture. If you take the mirror image of this, you will get the antibonding molecular orbitals. That is pi star to px and pi star to py will be lower, and sigma star to pz will be of higher in energy in the MO diagram. So sigma star to pz having the highest energy in the MO diagram, while sigma 1 is having the lowest energy in the MO diagram. So the relative order of energy of these molecular orbitals are shown like this. Sigma 1s, sigma star 1s, sigma sigma 1 is having lower in energy, while sigma star to pz having the highest in energy in the MO diagram. So there is increasing order of energy when you go from sigma 1s to sigma star 1s, then sigma 2s to sigma star 2s, then sigma 2pz to pi to px. Pi to px and pi to py both having same in energy, then pi star to px and pi star to py also having same in energy. So this is how orbitals are arranged in a MO diagram. So keep all these things in mind. Now let me see some examples of MO diagram. MO diagram of N2 molecules. Let's say again I have N2 molecule. How that N2 molecule formed? N2 molecule is formed by combination of 2 nitrogen atoms, N plus N, that is formation of N2 molecule. So for N2 molecule, 2 nitrogen atoms which having same in energy, same in electronegativity, and resultant into formation of N2 molecule. So before draw the MO diagram, you should know first point, that is electronic configuration. And for electronic configuration, what is required? You require an atomic number. What is the atomic number of nitrogen? 7. So if nitrogen having 7 electrons, then their electrons are arranged. Remember, I want to tell you one more thing here. Once the molecular orbitals are formed from atomic orbital, then you have to draw or you have to write their electrons which are taking part in the molecular orbital. So electrons which when we fill in a molecular orbital, again they follow the 3 important rules like Hund's rules of maximum multiplicity, Pauli exclusion principles, and one more, that is a above principle. So all these 3 rules are important, or which are remain same in the valence bond theory, also in MOT. So for nitrogen atom whose atomic number is 7, electronic configuration becomes 1s2, 2s2 and 2p3. So this is the electronic configuration of nitrogen atom. So that means in nitrogen atom there is 1s orbital, 2s orbital and 2p orbital. So these 1s, 2s and 2p orbitals are shown here. Here directly 1s orbital is of a inner shell, that's why it is not needed to consider in the MO diagram, because for MO diagram we require the valence shell. So if I draw a diagram like this, 1s orbital is present in the first cell and 2s, 2p will be of a second cell. So in valence shell only these two orbitals are present. So in MO diagram you have to write only these two orbitals. There is no need to write 1s orbital, because 1s orbital remains as a non-bonding orbital, but 2s and 2p orbital, these are the valence shell orbital, and hence they are taking part for the formation of bond in the molecule. Okay, so see, 2s orbital of first nitrogen atom and 2s orbital of second nitrogen atoms. Okay, so for 2s orbital how many electrons? 2 electrons there, and another also having 2 electrons. So when these two orbitals combines, there is formation of two molecular orbitals, that will be shown like this way. Okay, so sigma 2s bonding molecular orbital and sigma star 2s anti-bonding molecular orbital. So how many electrons present in 2s orbital? Each having 2. So 2 plus 2, 4 electrons they are, and all 4 electrons of atomic orbital fill into the molecular orbital, again with increasing energy by following the principles of above principal Hund's rules and of maximum multiplicity. Okay, so this is how we can distribute the electrons into the molecular orbitals. Now let us discuss 2p orbital. Let's say these are 2p orbital. Okay, so for nitrogen 2p orbital having, for nitrogen there is 3 electron in 2p orbital. So this is first, second, third for first nitrogen atom, first, second, third of second nitrogen atom. So again there will be 3 orbital of first nitrogen and 3 orbital of second nitrogen combined. So there is formation of total 6 molecular orbital, and out of that 6 molecular orbital, 3 will be bonding like this and 3 will be anti-bonding. So these are sigma 2p z, pi 2px, pi 2py. So when they combine, they form the molecular orbitals like this way. These are anti-bonding molecular orbitals, pi 2px, pi 2py and sigma star 2pz. So total 6 electrons which are present in 2p orbital of 2 nitrogen atoms. So these all 6 electrons you can fill into the bonding molecular orbitals only. Why? Because bonding molecular orbital having lower energy as compared to anti-bonding molecular orbital. Everybody understood? Remember, in diagram you can see that sigma 2pz orbital is having higher energy as compared to pi 2px and pi 2py. In a schematic diagram we saw, this is the general schematic diagram, you just see here, where what happens, sigma 2pz is written below, right? But due to sometime what happen, orbital interaction, these orbital repel from one another. So sigma star 2s and sigma 2pz both are along the same axis, and therefore what happen actually, they will get repelled. To remove that repulsion, so sigma 2pz orbital moves to upward direction as compared to pi 2px and pi 2py. So we will get this example where sigma 2pz having higher energy as compared to pi 2pz and pi 2py. Now for hemodiagram of C2 molecule, again I will show you here that this is first carbon atom, this is second carbon atom, this is 2s orbital of, because again 1s orbital and another 1s orbital of first carbon, they are of first shell which is not a valence shell, and therefore they are not involved in a bonding, so there is no need to write this orbital in a hemodiagram. Directly write from the 2s orbital. Okay, so this is 2s orbital, this will be 2s orbital. When they combine, they form two molecular orbitals, one will be bonding, other will be anti-bonding. This is 2p orbital, there will be two if you see the electronic configuration of carbon, what is that? 1s2, 2s2, carbon whose atomic number is 6, 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. So 2 electrons present in a p orbitals, another 2 electrons present in another 2p orbital. So total 4 electrons present in a 6 atomic orbital, and all these 4 electrons are you can keep into the molecular orbital, so that you have to remember. Okay, we will see another hemodiagram for oxygen molecule. Oxygen having atomic number 8, and therefore its electronic distribution will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Again these are first shell orbital, so it is not going to part in molecular hemodiagram. Only 2s and 2p orbitals taking part. 2s having 2 electrons, 2p having 4 electrons. So when 2s orbital of first oxygen atom combines with 2s orbital of second oxygen atom to form two molecular orbital, one is bonding, other will be anti-bonding. Similarly, when 2ps orbital of one oxygen atom combines with 2p orbital of another oxygen atom, so again there is a formation of bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital. So this diagram is called as hemodiagram to understand. These are very simple example for the simple diatomic molecules. We want to study also some heterodiatomic molecule in this chapter, so we will discuss that in later on. I request all the students, please write all the hemodiagrams when we discuss in our lectures. Unless and until practice, it is very difficult to remember such kind of diagram. So practice is very important. Practice makes man perfect. Okay, so we'll discuss in a other example in next video lectures. Okay, bye.